Hey guys, welcome back to Beardman Comics. Today we have some fruits with us. Fruits are delicious and I love them, so here's one to my love for the fruits. Let's begin. Today I'm gonna draw a fruit cut by the side of a road in a pleasant evening. I hope they look delicious when the sun shines on them. I am so delighted to tell you that this time I was able to capture the process of the rough line work, thanks to the tilted screen which let my head not to go berserk in front of the camera or in literal sense under the camera. As I fix the cycle with just a swish, I remind myself that the line work should stay as minimal as possible because it's temporary. It should be limited to define the scale and shape of the subject, not the textures and details. Now I start to paint the base layer starting from the furthest, the sky. Because it's a sunny evening, I go with fairly bright colors. I won't care much about the details on the cars, shops and establishments on the other side of the road because they will be blurred out to bring the depth into perspective. Now I begin to trim the base layer with the fruits in it, and I feel very challenged because there are so many to color and give texture to. I hope I don't mess this up. As I get done with the base layer, I proceed to establish a light source, which you will be able to guess. Now I pick a darker tone and roughly paint out the area where the light won't reach. Then I pick some lighter tones with semi-bright colors and start giving shape to a few elements that pop out, keeping in mind the sunlight can reach them at this time of the day. Thanks to my amazing self-control, I could easily convince myself to not to detail the cars in the background, which is a lie. Convincing myself was the most difficult part. Anyway, I start to brush the gradients on the surface of the road, followed by a darker patch as a shadow for the translucent cyclist. Speaking of the cyclist, I quickly paint the base layer over it and start trimming the unnecessary bits. And then I realize that I am being very inefficient. Instead of doing unnecessary tasks such as trim, erase, delete and whatnot, I could have just drawn him under the reference layer, and that would have saved me so much time. Better late than ever, right? I begin to polish the metallic bits such as the rims, forks and the handlebar. Once done, I choose the brightest of the colors and familiarize the guy and his bicycle with the environment. I take a minute to witness the prominence of the sunlight. He looks too small. Much better. As I start adding shadows to the footpath, the illustrations start to come alive. This was the first time I was seeing the immediate effect of contrast in my artwork. But trees are important too, right? I pick a few colors from a reference and start pouring the darker tones on the places where the light cannot reach and the lighter tone on the surfaces facing the sunlight. I also add mysterious shadows to bring the tree alive before I hang the paper roll on the other side of it. And then the magic happens. Gaussian blur. I take a deep breath before I start the most critical part of the piece, the fruits. I pick 3 separate color palettes to differentiate one fruit from the other. I decide to go beyond my comfort zone and paint the entire layer with a darker tone. Would it be possible to make the realistic fruits with just painting the highlights? We shall see. It took me about a couple of fruits to get a knack of it before I went full Usain Bolt on them. I was so fast in this that I was conjuring a juicy little fruit with just 2 strokes, and before I knew it, I was already accessorizing them with leaves. Speaking of accessories, how could I just leave the cardboard box where the fruit resides? I tried to attempt my take on basic typography, in which I failed miserably, followed by pasting a couple of barcodes, a chunky logo and perhaps a brand name. It's done. The fruits turned out to be pretty well and I learned a lot while doing it. The colors of the entire piece is very vibrant and satisfactory. And I am certain that the guy riding the bicycle can't open his left eye because of the glare. This is one of the best pieces I have ever created and I can't wait to draw more of such artworks and share with you. Do let me know how you find this video and don't forget to check my Instagram Beardman Comics for such artworks. See you in the next one. Bye.